Yo, 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 what up? Yo, what up? Yo, what up? It's Carl Arietta. Yo, what up? It's Carl Arietta. I'm here right now in front of the Sergestrom Auditorium in Costa Mesa and here in Orange County. And I wanted to take the time right now to do my video blog here. It's a cool building, cool looking building, and kind of want to share that shot with everybody. And so, little disclaimer before I get into this very next video blog. Normally, before I do a video blog, I'm driving in my car and I'm like rehearsing kinda, I'm like, you know, talking it out and getting my ideas out there. This time I'm trying something completely different, and I did not quote unquote rehearse the material I'm about to talk about today. I did think about it, but I didn't, you know, rehearse. I just thought that maybe, you know, if I could just sit here, set the camera up, start riffing my ideas, and hopefully, my intention is that hopefully the authenticity is gonna come through. So maybe it's gonna come out a little jumbled. Maybe it's gonna be a little bit erratic. Maybe it's gonna be like, I'm gonna go off on tangents. I don't know what's gonna happen. You're gonna find out along with me how this is gonna go. So here it is. So, but really, one of the things I've been really thinking about is, you know, I remember my second video blog that I ever did was about, you know, negativity and how to reframe negativity, you know, to your advantage and to turn it into something positive. Well, the thing I wanted to talk about today is, and actually I want to do like a 3-part series in terms of just like, you know, there's 3 ideas, and the ideas are, you know, what are the actual causes of negativity? For me, I can think of 3 different reasons. There might be a 4th. So maybe this is going to be a 3 or 5 part series. So this first part right here is going to be one of the reasons why negativity happens. And I believe that one of the reasons why we get negative is because, kind of like in The Matrix, there's this movie called The Matrix where everybody's kind of plugged into like this system where everybody's kind of like in an unconscious state where they go about their business and it's just like, they go about their life like, okay, so I'm gonna, you know, go to work and then I'm gonna come home. Do that over and over again. You know, I mean, the grand scheme of things is you're born, you go to school, you know, get a job, you do that every single day, you get a promotion, you retire, and then you die. That's kind of like the gist of, you know, being in the Matrix, even though it's like this sci-fi flick about like, you know, putting humans under control with a system, with a computer program. But anyways, that's a whole like science fiction thing. But anyways, like what I was kind of getting at is, you know, we kind of are living in a sort of matrix where, you know, we are kind of living under this like social norm of you got to do this and you got to do this and this happens and this happens. And it's just kind of like this repetitive thing that happens over and over again. I mean, just think about how, you know, when we go to work, it's like we do that thing every single day. It's like you get up, you go to work, you come back home, you do it all over again the same day. And it's just kind of like, it's really hard not to get in kind of like a haze where it's just like this thing just happens, like kind of mundane thing over and over and over again. And we kind of, you know, sometimes might fall into like a little, like a sleepy haze, I guess you could say, where we're just kind of unconscious because that's the reality that we live in. And I believe that negativity happens when we're kind of woken up from that state. And like, for example, you know, the way mainstream media works sometimes, a lot of times actually, is that, you know, they pump us up with some kind of negative news story, and then we go, holy crap, like that makes me angry, and then I'm just angry. Like, for example, there's like news story about this guy who hiked up the price of the AIDS pill, and like everybody's like really pissed about that shit, right? So excuse my language, I'm sorry. But everybody's pissed about that, and it's like, holy crap, like this guy is like an asshole, this guy is like, you know, mean or whatever it is, and then we're all upset, and it kind of, but the thing is, what that does is kind of wakes us up from our little unconscious state. And that's why, you know, we love that kind of like, I guess, that waking feeling of feeling something different, experiencing something different than what we normally do. I mean, for example, right? So it's kind of like a drug, right? It's kind of like a dirty high, I guess you could say. Because, you know, why do people, you know, do alcohol? Why do people take drugs in the first place? Well, it's because, you know, it takes them away from their current reality. And I believe that negativity is kind of like a drug where, you know, it gives you kind of like a dirty high. And you crave it more and more because it snaps you out of that, you know, reality of just like, okay, repetitive thing that I do every single day. And that's why we crave it. That's why sometimes we enjoy it. And since we, you know, like, and if we do it enough times and we get into that negative state enough times, sometimes it becomes like something that's familiar, like a drug habit, right? It's like, you know, it's like, I love being in the state, this is now normal for me, this is who I am, and getting out of it is actually uncomfortable. So, and that's something that, as long as we all understand, right, where kind of negativity comes from, I believe that is a way for us to kind of snap out of it and just realize that, like, that's all negativity is. It's kind of like a chemical reaction in our brains, which is true. Now, conversely, one way to kind of combat that, other than just being aware of it, is that, you can also pump in positive experiences and just kind of whatever positive thing that happens to you, just kind of pump that up and highlight it and just be really happy about it. And that can kind of snap you also out of that unconscious state of, the mundane thing that you do every single day. So either way, it's, I think that's probably the best thing you can do is just, be really positive. And I think that's pretty much all I really wanted to talk about today, at least for this part one. One of the reasons why I think people get into negativity. Now, don't look at it as like, hey, I'm judging you, if you're a negative person or anything like that. Hey, we all get into that. I do these video blogs because, I sometimes get into a negative state, and for me to talk about it is also a reminder of, okay, like, don't fall into that. Be aware of what's happening, be aware of what it is, and then quickly snap yourself out of it. For me, to just like, not be unconscious, I guess, what I do is just, I fill my life with things that are really positive and something that I'm driven towards and I work on. So that's part of the reason why, I'm really into fitness, nutrition, reading books, bettering myself every single day, try to do things that are enjoyable to me, like have fun, be with friends, things like that. I mean, that's all kind of wakes me up from that like mundane life, I guess you could say. And that's one of the things that you can do to kind of combat that. So I guess, like I said, that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about. And I want to, for the first time ever, personally invite you to subscribe to my YouTube channel, because after all, like I said, this is going to be a multi-part series. I do want you to know when the next ones are going to come out, and the only way you're going to know that is if you subscribe. So please, there is a subscribe button on the page, so go check that out. Subscribe. If you don't want to, cool, but if you do, hey, maybe you'll get something out of it. Maybe you'll learn something. Maybe you'll just make fun of me and just like, Carl's on a video blog, whatever. But hey, try this. Subscribe. If you don't like it, unsubscribe. What's the worst can happen, right? So I guess that's it. Wow, there's a lot of people walking around, and I'm so happy that I kind of stayed focused for the most part. And this is one of my goals that I have, as far as doing video blogs in front of places where there is a lot of pedestrian traffic, I guess you could say. And that's pretty much it. And again, thank you so much if you have been watching. If you're a subscriber, thank you so much. And as always, until next time, take care.